Hello, welcome back for another video on Ark Survival Ascended. Today I'm going through the best two ways to farm cementing paste. Let's get straight into it. The first method is going to be robbing beaver dams. There are 6 possible locations to net yourself some beaver dams. First beaver dam location is located at Stonehenge, right at the bottom of the map, 87.6 latitude, 60.3 longitude. That's what the area looks like. You're looking for this patch of water here. As you can see, there's a dam over there and a couple of beavers. Moving up to the northwest from that position, we got 75.3 latitude, 41.8 longitude. Here's our location on the map. You can see we've got some beavers around here having a great time. And I think there's one dam in here. Yep, there it is. One dam. Let's move on to the next. 56.2 latitude, 26.6 longitude. Here's our location on the map. As you can see, we've moved further north from the last position. It's basically around this big rock formation in the middle, and the water that goes around it. They will make their dams around this area and kind of out here sometimes as well, near the redwoods, but not normally that far. It's normally around here. You can see there's a dam here, and there's another dam just there. So yeah, it is quite far away from that rock, as you can see. And we got some happy beavers swimming around, having a great time. Next beaver dam location, 48.5 latitude, 65.2 longitude. We've moved our way all the way down the river to the east now. And we're right on the edge of the redwoods here, in this water T-junction here, shall we say. There is a few beavers around here, as you can see, and they have made one dam, I think. Yep, there's one dam, very hard to see in these reeds. Let's move on to the next one. Follow the river down, and this is the next one here. This is our location on the map. 39.9 latitude, 71.4 longitude. They do make their dams below this waterfall here. I don't know if there's any dams here. Is that a dam there? Very hard to see. Yeah, there's a dam there. Do also make beaver dams above the waterfall, sometimes on the grass and in the river. I can see there's a beaver here, but he doesn't seem to have made us any dams. Final beaver dam location, 17.2 latitude, 72.8 longitude. This is where you find a dam, so I don't normally see too many in here, but they made themselves one dam. There's a few beavers, and that's all the dams. Let's move on to the second method. The second method is using a frog. These boys are a cementing paste machine. Once at the mid to late game, you'll be wanting to take this guy into the swamp cave in the redwoods. This is the location on the map, 64.8 latitude, 35 longitude. As well as bringing your standard gear that you take around exploring with you, you'll also be needing to bring a few gas masks, as the fumes in this cave are poisonous. Make sure to bring healing items like medical brews and a decent pump action shotty with a decent amount of ammo. It's good to bring armor, but I wouldn't recommend wearing it, as the archers will shoot your armor off, whereas they completely ignore the gas mask with their ranged attack. Just have a cheeky look at my frog stats. I leveled up his health to 4k, it's got a decent amount of damage, and I leveled up the weight so he can hoard more cementing paste. Journeyman saddle, 76 armor. I'd recommend trying to find better than that, because this is quite a difficult cave, as high level cave dwellers do spawn throughout. So you'll be riding into battle butt naked with your mask on. The offer can still damage your player, so you got to be wary of that, so make sure to heal when that happens. So if you do plan on dismounting your frog in the cave, I'd recommend putting the armor on and then dismounting, just in case. And what we're looking for is swarms of Meganeura and Titanomerma. When the frog licks these insects, it will instantly make cementing paste, and there's a lot of them in this cave. While attacking, be sure to look directly up, as it gives the frog a better chance of being able to hit the Meganeuras. And if the going gets tough, whip out your shotgun and dish out some shotgun surgery, and ideally try and take out the arthroplurs before they get close. If you get swarmed by these things, your frog won't last too long unless you have a good saddle. Of course, my saddle could have been much better, so I have to take frequent breaks to heal it up by force feeding it raw meat and continuing my way through the cave. So it roughly took me around half an hour to run the cave. Some of the creatures did respawn on the way out, so I had to deal with those, and almost died, not gonna lie, because I was trying to rush back out the cave. Only went through one primitive gas mask, didn't have to use my backups, probably got lucky with that one. I always recommend taking backups. My nipples were also getting sucked by a leech, but we won't talk about that. But as you can see, on our frog, we've probably gathered about 2k cementing paste. That's pretty good going in half an hour. And I want to point out this was done on 1x harvesting rates. Let's move on to the third method, which is much easier. This is going to be taming yourself a bunch of Acatinas. These guys passively produce cementing paste over time in their inventory, which makes them an extremely valuable asset to have in your base. They can rarely be found in the redwoods anywhere but on the mountain, but more commonly in the swamp below the redwoods and to the right of it. And unfortunately, the swamp is a horrible place. They can be quite difficult to find in the shallow reeds in the swamp. So taming them is also kind of mid-game stuff, as the only way to tame them is by knocking them out and feeding them sweet veggie cakes, which you basically need a greenhouse and a good honey source to make. But once you have tamed yourself a bunch, you're ready to go and get rich. And all you have to do is stick them on wander. Be sure to spay them as well, because if you don't, they're just going to constantly mate, and you don't want a load of baby snails, and it's not even worth raising a snail, as the only thing they eat is sweet veggie cakes. That's an expensive baby to keep alive. You'll be better off just taming more, as even when adults, all they do eat is sweet veggie cakes. So keep that in mind when taming them. Once you have them spayed and on wander, you can throw them in a cage. They will produce 1 Achatina paste every minute, which will cap out at 100. At that point, you'll take the 100 out and they'll begin making more. So let's just say if you had 10 Achatinas in your garden, that means you get 1000 cementing paste every 100 minutes. Now that's a lot of cementing paste. And that's going to be the end of the video. Hopefully it's helpful to you all. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Goodbye.